everybody, and welcome to our June Town Hall. We are so excited to get the opportunity to share some important news and updates with you. I am Carmen Evans, your Customer Success Manager. I have with me today the lady with all of the answers, our Solutions Manager, Emily Smith.
Hey, everyone.
And also our visionary and fearless leader, Mr. Ryan Hodges, our COO.
Hello.
We are very excited to share with you all of the things that have taken place at Childcare CRM over the past month. But before we do that, we just want to remind all of you that are viewing us today to please ask us questions in the chat box on YouTube. We have some staff members that are monitoring that for us. We want to interact with you, so please, please, please type in those questions and we'll be happy to address them throughout today's town hall. We have some wonderful enhancements and features that we're going to share with you today. So without further ado,
Sorry.
we want to go. Thank you, Ryan. Ryan just wants me to see what I look like today. Thank you, Ryan. That was a great shot.
Great profile shot.
So we're going to move on into sharing some of our wonderful enhancements and feature sets. Emily's also going to do some helpful hints today.
You know it.
So that's very, very exciting. One of the areas we do want to start with is concerning our managed group statuses. So Emily, can you tell us a little bit about what our clients can expect to see when they are looking at their managed group status and how this is really going to help them?
Sure. So in the last week, I've kind of been working with clients in the marketing tab, and the best way I can kind of define what you do there is if you need to do something with a group of people, you're going to go to the marketing tab. If you need to answer a question about a group of people, you're going to go to the reports tab. So in the marketing tab, those of you who've been on our system for a long time know we used to have mass email and mass text kind of separate, and then mailing labels were separate. What we did is basically enhance the system to say anything you could do with a group of people or want to do with a group of people, we'll put it in one spot. So in the marketing tab, you will find the sub-tab called Managed Groups at some point.
Okay.
You will find it. So you'll see the sub-tab Managed Groups. So if you already have an existing email template in place that you want to use or text message template, this is a great place to say, let me put a group of people together, and what I love about it is it's dynamic. So as things change in their files, as they grow up, as they age out, as they come enrolled, they'll just jump in and jump out of the groups. But I think one of our enhancements this month was in this overview, we had a column that said status, and it would say like pending, generated.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense anymore because they auto-generate, right, Ryan? Like the
That's
minute
right.
you make them, they just auto-generate, so we don't need a status on it. It's just done.
Right?
Well, it was kind of two different things. The old system used to be kind of slow at generating, and so we put it in there where it was showing the status, but then that created problems because then people weren't sure where the status was, so then we just sped the whole thing up.
Right.
So now the whole thing just goes faster.
So yeah, so
Yay.
you don't need to know the status. Just assume that once you hit save on that managed groups, you're done. And while we're here, can I throw a helpful hint in so he doesn't have to come back?
Yes, we love helpful
Go for
hints.
it.
Okay, Ryan, hit add group for me, please. Okay, so what I've been dealing with recently with clients is like you're trying to clean up your pipeline, you're trying to get ready for back to school and summer camp, and you want a way to say, I need to reach out to everybody that's kind of stuck in limbo or they haven't responded. This last contact start and end date is a great way to do that. So remember when you see these fields, start, if you put nothing there, assumes the beginning of time, like since you got this CRM system. End, if you put nothing there, assumes today. So what we've been doing with clients is going to create a template that sounds like you sat down at your computer and just wrote something out. I mean, take your logo out, just write, hey, lead first name, thought I'd check on you, hope all is well with your family, do you need anything from me now? If not, that's okay, we'll talk soon. Literally like you just sat down and wrote it. Then come in here and create a window of like, I want to reach out to people that I haven't talked to in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever you'd like. Remember, you even have these shortcuts so you can do -3 weeks. And it'll pull everybody that you haven't talked to in the last 3 weeks and send them that template. We just did it with clients, and within like 20 minutes, she had 6 responses. Of
Awesome.
people, yeah, that were either saying, oh yeah, I need to schedule a tour, or no, we've made another decision, which is good because a decision is a decision is a decision.
Right, and you can move on.
Yeah, I like
Awesome. Thank you.
it. Good time of year to do it.
And user photos.
Oh yeah, so we had people begging, some of you on this call, begged and begged and begged to be able to put user photos in your email templates. And now that I go look in your databases, we don't have user photos uploaded. So I'm confused. So we added in each staff member's profile, if you will, the ability to upload a user photo. And you can crop it in there. I've seen a couple of our clients do just a massive group photo, like everybody has the same one. I think that's kind of a neat idea.
You get to the right spot.
There we go. All right, so down at the bottom, in that little box where it says picture, you can choose a file from your computer, pick a member of that staff, or like I said, if you don't have individuals, get like a group photo or something that you want. But in your email templates, you have a merge field now called user photo, director photo, location. Yes. Basically, anybody that has a seat.
Spaceballs photo.
I love it. That's awesome. That is actually not Chris Carter, but it's awesome to have it in there. Anyhow, what we could do now is go to an email template and say insert user photo above the signature line, and now whoever sends out that email, their user photo would be there.
Why is this helpful? I mean, I think it's a great tool, but...
so for one, have you ever gotten a Facebook request from somebody who didn't have a picture? Like, it could be your mama's name, and you're like, nope, I'm not accepting it.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who you are. So you decline it, because you just don't trust it.
Right.
And I think in this day and age of millennials, like, if you can see a photo, you ultimately kind of trust a little bit more. Oh, that's a real person. I've seen it be really helpful on tour confirmation emails, because what if I have an office admin, and she does all my data entry, she books all the stuff, but the director is the one walking around. If you put, your tour on Thursday at 10 with Carmen, and Carmen's picture and her name is at the bottom of it, when they walk in the door, they can say, I have a tour with Carmen, and they know your face.
Right.
I just think you're immediately building trust, and you are not going to get the enrollment if they don't trust you, period.
Absolutely. Another quick helpful hint / feature that we want to share while Ryan's been gracious enough to click around for us. We have a save and close feature, Emily, that I think we should cover really, really quickly.
Yeah.
That's super fun, but we just want to give you all some clarification on that.
Okay. So a while back, we added this nifty feature to complete a task from the home screen. So if you're a girl like me or a guy like me, whatever, and you just want to like click, 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 click down your to-do list, you could potentially, the idea was that you could just run down your to-do list and be done all on the home screen. But you had save and add new task, save and add new event, and it would default you back into the leads screen. So then you'd have to click home and go back. One extra step, but we're impatient. We have things, macaroni and cheese crisis is happening. So now we have the ability to save and go to lead, which will take you into that leads file so you can do anything else that you need to do. Save and close will drop you right back to the home screen. Save and add new task, you guys are used to that, so I need to save this and add a tour task, and then cancel is just going to cancel it all together. So this is really helpful from the home screen, but will you go into one of those leads? Because this is where I think it might be confusing. You might have to reteach your brain some things. So Ryan, complete any of those tasks in here. It's the same concept, except if you hit save and close here, you're going to go back to the home screen.
Right.
So it's just retraining your brain. It's really helpful. It made me think twice.
Well, there is a modification there. So these will actually be removed in the next release. And so it'll be, basically save and new, and cancel. So at the moment.
So as soon as your left brain gets used to
it, yes, it is being fixed. It is in the next release. For
now, just know that save and close always means take me to the home screen, no matter where I'm at. I like it. I'm a fan of this feature.
Yay.
Okay.
All right, Ryan, if you would, we are also going to talk a little bit about our staff email and text reminders. This is a wonderful feature enhancement that we've worked hard on for you all. Pretty much we're talking about when you're sending out that reminder, having some continuity with whether you're doing it in days, hours, minutes. Emily, help us out here. What were our clients seeing, and what can they expect to see now? How does this help them save time?
Okay. Okay, so the reminders, first of all, here's a couple things to remember about the, Ryan is doing sign language, and it's totally, like he's doing third base signals. I don't know, am I throwing a fastball? What's happening? Okay, so let's talk about text reminders to staff, a lot of the misconception with this one came in that I don't want my cell phone in my signature line. Well, that's fine. You need to go to your staff settings and put your cell phone in your alternate line, like your alternate option, because we won't pull that into the emails unless you tell us to, but the system will know to send the text message there. So go to your staff settings, add your cell phone to the alternate, list it as cell phone, or we won't know to send. So if you need help, chat in the bubble. We'll teach you how to do that. But what was happening here, I think the enhancement was you would convert it to like 2 days, and when you went in to edit the reminder to view it, it said, what is 2 days in minutes?
Ryan, you
Don't
want to
make me do that.
expand
Don't
on
make
that
me
a little
do that.
bit?
It's been a long week.
3,600, I don't know.
Yeah, so anyhow, you would set it for 2 days, but when you clicked into the reminder, it would say like 29:36 minutes. And it would throw you off, like, well, how many days is that? So now it just is fixed so that if you do 2 days, 3 hours, it'll say 3 hours. But I think the reminders, first of all, go load your cell phone in.
Yes.
That's another helpful hint. We have some clients who are still apprehensive about the lead text messaging thing.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to come with me on this journey. It's almost 2018. Like, come with me. Text messages are a good thing. And read your audience, because I was talking with a client, and the parent sent an email from the, like, thank you for your inquiry, sent an email that just said confirming my tour for Thursday at 11. Well, there was no tour booked. So I was like, that's a parent you text message, because she is clearly on it. Use your text messages. I promise you'll get responses and you'll love it. And if you hate it, the parents can opt out. You can turn them off. It's fine. It's not the end of the world.
All right. Ryan, if you could, location names was another area of enhancements. We know that for those of you who have really, really, really lengthy location names, they were kind of running off the screen. Ryan, can you talk to us about how we enhanced that feature, please?
I think you just said it.
Yeah, you just did.
Well, Ryan's the technical guy. Sometimes
we are no longer going to judge you for having very long
stuff
locations.
that happens there, so we were just giving him a
real
chance to
self-conscious,
educate us a little bit,
We made you feel bad about it.
Really what we did is we just truncated some of the spaces and added dots and just made it more formalized, so it didn't just shove things off the screen.
Did anybody notice that Ryan's using his word of the day?
See, that was fancy. Truncated. Thank you.
Word of the day calendar.
That was fancy.
Was that on the word of the day calendar?
I assume. Do you just use truncated in your daily vernacular?
Well, I mean, I do work with the developers, so
That's impressive.
It does happen
Fancy.
from time to
Fancy.
time.
That was fancy. Thank you.
That's why he gets to have the COO hat, because he uses truncated.
Our alerts tab was another area where we've made some enhancements. We love our alerts tab because it draws our attention to when children have gone past their start date. We did have some children that were in active statuses that we weren't being alerted to. So as you see now, that is a feature that is working, and we're very, very happy about that. So if you have a child that's sitting in an active status, whether it be new lead, contacted, tour scheduled, tour completed, and you've entered an expected start date and they go past that start date, that will be an alert that you see in that alerts tab. So we are excited for you to see that. Emily, anything
Is
to
it
add?
time for our monthly PSA on alerts?
Well, I was going to say, I mean, for one, if you don't want this alert, you can turn it off.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it's time for our monthly. Do we have music for this? Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun. Yeah.
Monthly PSA on alerts and how they work, because we do it all the time, but I know that they're confusing. So in your settings tab, you have to be a system administrator to mess with these. System settings, organization settings, alert settings. Here's all the alerts that you can have populate in that alerts tab. So my status changed in another location, which means one of my sister schools and I are working on something together and they became a lost op, or they became enrolled, or they completed a tour and I haven't gotten a hold of them. I need to know. It'll give me an alert that their status is updated, so I can click into it and see what notes my sister school has put in there. You're never going to be able to take away failed email. We need to let you know that you have a bad email in that field. But if you don't want to know about the status change, you can uncheck that. Expected start date has passed and a child is not enrolled. So any of that active colorful bar graph, if they have a start date and they pass it, it'll send you an alert. This is the one that was fixed, because apparently it was sketchy. It was picking up some and not picking up all of them. So now it'll pick up all of them. And the child has aged out. So you might as well move them to lost opportunity. Now here's the PSA. there's a fancy button on the bottom of the alerts tab that says clear
all.
And you will click it and think, yay, I've cleared 117 alerts. However,
It's only for 24 hours.
yeah, sometimes it's
They're not
faster.
really
If you don't have a
gone.
lot, they're not going to go away unless you have fixed the problem,
Correct.
with the exception of status changed, failed email, and unsubscribe. You don't need to know again.
Right.
Because unsubscribe is an alert too. You'll know if they unsubscribed. But if you don't fix the start date or you don't fix their status, it's just coming back. You
It
have to
is.
fix the problem or turn the alert off. So a lot of you who have a ton of waiting and they're never going to get at their expected start date, this is one of those alerts you might turn off. But for the rest of us, it's really helpful. I did see a ticket come in about unsubscribes.
Yes.
So that's a feature that is in the system by default. There's always a little link at the bottom of emails that says to unsubscribe here. It's on by default. You can turn it off. I do not recommend it if you want to be compliant with all the spam laws.
Right.
But it's already turned on. Now, in a leads file, if they click unsubscribe, next to their email address, you'll see two things. You can see two things. If it's a yellow triangle, it means that they've unsubscribed from your auto emails, your promos. They don't want to get that anymore.
Right.
If it's a red
Red
X,
circle.
it means I don't ever want to hear from you again via email. So some of you have said, I was always able to send emails to this person before, and now
Right.
I see that. It's because they have said
They've
stop
unsubscribed.
sending
That
emails
is
to
correct.
me. So that's what that means. But all right, that concludes our monthly PSA on alerts. Dun,
Thank
dun,
you very
dun.
much. Ryan, if you would, for our corporate level users, we have heard you loud and clear on being able to report on your age groups and seeing your corporate level age groups. So that is a feature that we are happy to report is now available. So we were in a location, but we are now at the corporate level. So Ryan, if you would click on the reports tab, and we're just going to use our opportunities report, for example. When you're clicking into this report and you want to look at your child's age group and you're at the corporate level, you will now see the list of corporate ages. So when you're doing your reporting, you see all of the ages listed at your corporate level. Emily, why are they going to be so happy to have this feature?
Why wouldn't they be happy? No. So, well, this comes into play for those of you who have different ages at locations versus corporate.
Right.
We wanted to give locations flexibility to say, I consider an infant to 11 months, but my sister school considers an infant to 15 months because I'm in, those of you in different states,
Right.
it was a hardcore problem because your state licensing said different things. So now at the location level, you can give those directors flexibility to set their own age groups, but also say, as a corporate level, we still consider anything to 15 months an infant.
Right.
So as a corporate user, I need to be able to see all of the infants in my pipeline, even though somebody down at location might see this as a young toddler. That's fine. I still see infants. And without being able to do this roll up on the hierarchy, you would have had to drill down location by location, export. That was probably the cutest face I've ever made on one of these things.
Fabulous. It was lovely, I must say. Thank you for that. And for those of you who are navigating from your corporate level to your location levels, we have fixed a little surfing issue we were having. So Ryan's going to show us when you need to.
Look,
there he's
not
not.
that one.
Not
Wrong
there.
one. Wrong one.
There you go. When you need to go down to your location levels, you used to have to kind of search around for the location menu because you were playing hide and go seek with it. Well, there it is, and it's going to stay put for you. So we're very, very happy about that. You do not have to play hide and go seek. It's going to stay put. So thank you, Ryan.
I love that thing so much.
He's Mr. Fix It. He has his tool belt. Sometimes it's a
didn't fix
keyboard.
it.
Sometimes it's a monitor.
I
Well,
didn't
you know,
fix it.
you run the people that do fix it. So you get the pat on the
Who
back
run
today.
this? That's a big song.
That girls run
forget-
this. So
Girls
that's
run
the
this.
wrong song.
I am a bit surrounded.
What you don't see is Ryan is surrounded by women right now.
But he still has the keys to the kingdom, so he gets the credit.
What's that quote from that Greek movie that the woman controls the neck or something? Like the man can turn his head, but
Focus,
only-
Emily.
Sorry.
Focus. Okay.
Yes, that one.
Editing locations. Ryan, this was something that was a bit of a challenge. Can you walk us through the fix on this one? we were trying to edit locations and not being able to see those changes right away. Now we can.
It was working and then
okay.
it broke. I mean, it was never an issue, and then
Well, I think there's a couple of things that have
cropped up.
happened. Is one, when you came in and actually tried to not edit that, there. You'd come in here and first this screen was just not updating correctly. But then there's also another thing that we fixed at the same time, and that used to be if you'd come in here and hit edit here, and if we change the name, we'll just add a 1.
We'll see. Right.
Yeah, you'll instantly see it there. So people would look at it and go, oh, I didn't edit it. I thought I did. Then they would click on it and say, well, I did edit it, but it's not. So now it refreshes the screen in the background whenever you save the change. And let me close that. See? And then the other one is this screen. This screen was having some update problems, and now everything on the screen saves.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
we appreciate that.
Yes,
Ooh.
we do.
Can I sneak peek something that's coming in for some administrators?
Absolutely.
Okay.
See,
so
he's still asking permission. That's who runs this thing. Just kidding. Haha.
this was at Emily's request. So this lovely little delete button here.
Oh!
If you would, if you had a brand new center and you were still setting it up and you didn't have any leads, if you hit the delete button, it would just delete it. So what happens?
Show them where you. Yes, it's in age groups and classes. When you are messing with this, you
So-
would be like trying to delete a class. You
So,
delete all of it.
yeah, you're working on this age group. You want to delete the age group. Well, you think, oh, I can delete it, and then boom, center gone. So the this delete button in the next release is actually going away,
Oh, thank God.
and it'll be you have to actually edit the location to hit delete. So you have to intentionally take 2 steps to delete the location. You shouldn't be deleting locations that much. I know we added extra clicks, but we don't want you deleting them.
And you can't, I mean, you never were able to delete it if it had anything in it, a staff member, anything. But when those of you who are kind of larger clients, we would totally set up your databases, build all 25 sites out, and then I would accidentally just keep deleting the whole location. So it's another stopgap that I'm
Yay.
super
you
excited
guys
about.
that are growing and
Yes.
adding, it affected more people than you'd think.
did.
Yes. And it was
Can
more
you
work.
show them one other thing after you get out of this one?
Sure.
Can we look at the table view of this?
Sure.
Dun,
This,
dun, dun.
as you guys
There you go.
are, this is that time of year where you guys start repositioning staff members. People are getting promotions or opening new locations.
Right.
And we always get tickets in that say, like, I deactivated that person, or inactivated is what we call it. I inactivated that person, but her name is still on the email templates. What did I do wrong? This is a good view to see, like, who is assigned to what location. If it says system, you need to go fix that. Michelle Slacky, you need to go fix that right away. But if you see a director or an admin that doesn't belong there, you can click in and fix it. So click into any of those. Yeah, system is good or whatever.
Click it. Well,
So-
let's fix the system one.
Yeah, so you could have, ooh, you almost deleted it.
I almost did the delete.
You could have inactivated the staff member, but you also have to come change them here. Or when you add a new staff member, you see a pop-up that says, do you want to reassign or make
Right.
this person the director?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good way to do it. It'll automatically flip them in here, but if you don't have a director user at that point and you
Right.
inactivated them, if their name is still in here, they're going to be at the bottom signature lines. So I like the tree view, so you don't have to click into everybody.
Did you see that? It even
nice
updated it
shortcut.
without having to reload the screen.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Nice. Like that one. Update on our special characters in emails. This is Emily's favorite topic. I know.
All right. So the elephant in the room for a long time was that some of you would get an email template together. It would look beautiful. I loved it. It all looked good. You sent it out, and then a parent would reply to it, and you would see some funny little character that looked like an ampersand with slashes, and it didn't look super professional, and you wanted to know where it was coming from, why, because you couldn't see it on your end. Well, so did we. So our development team, our programmers, they tirelessly tried to figure out what the problem was here, and I can try to explain this thing, or Ryan can, but the answer, long story short, is that it's fixed, no more special characters, and Ryan has a really cool... It was not our fault.
It was not our fault. It was not our fault. It was Outlook's
I kept
fault.
saying it's not our fault.
Not it.
We proved it.
Okay, so I can give the 2-second techie explanation if I can even talk. Basically what it came down to is we had to tell Outlook how to interpret the email, and so Outlook was kind of doing whatever it wanted to, And until we told it how to do it through our mail provider, it looked fine in the system, didn't look good in Outlook. Now it flows all the way through.
Yay! So some of you might not have ever had the issue because it was not on every single template every single time. It was so random that it was hard for us to figure out what was going on.
It was Outlook deciding to be Outlook and just doing whatever it wanted.
Yeah. So some of you may have never experienced it, nothing to panic about, but those of you who did experience it, it is fixed and solved and ironed out, and you should not have that issue again, which we're very excited about.
Last but certainly not least, one of our enhancements was to our tour completed reporting. There was a little bit of confusion when the tour completed was logged in as an event, and then how that event was recorded. So, Ryan, I don't know if you want to go in and log a tour being completed as an event. And then let's look at the report. So if you just want to click on tour scheduled, and we'll complete that tour, and then log it as an event, and then pull the reporting for it. You
Well,
can pick anybody.
It's not completing the task. It's when you added it straight as an event.
Yeah, an event. So we can actually just add it as an event if you want under one of these families. Mm-hmm.
Tour completed? Sure, why not? Good?
Yep.
Okay.
And that's for Roland.
having a baby?
For Roland Munoz.
Congratulations.
I don't say
Roland.
that. People will believe it.
Oh, sorry. He's not having a baby.
All right, and he's at Pride Juniors.
He could have a baby anytime.
And then
He's
we
just
want to
not.
see our tour completed report, and we'll pull it for, I guess, today.
No, wrong.
Oh, that one.
Tours and meetings, sir.
Wait.
Is it the tours and meetings report, or is it the completed task and event report?
Nope. Tours and meetings
Oh,
report.
You were right. I was wrong.
Okay. So then we want to go, let's see, negative 10 days plus 1 day.
Do it again.
So we need to be sure that we click
Include completed
included
steps.
include not scheduled.
Bam.
Oh, that's
So
what it is.
that this event that we just logged will be reported on. And we should, there we go. And now we see the event that we logged will pull on our tour and meetings report. If we don't click that button, that event will not show up on the tours and meetings report.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
All right, so if you're logging a tour as an event, be sure that you're checking that little text box next to that tour being completed, not scheduled, so that you're pulling the report and it will be reflected. Otherwise, you will not capture that information. So
Okay.
that's a feature that we want to make sure everybody is aware of.
So if I hit include completed status, it won't be pulled in because it wasn't scheduled.
Correct. You need to click that include events not scheduled to report on an event that you're logging.
Right. Okay.
Okay?
Ooh, I see a feature enhancement.
Mm-hmm,
You do.
I think,
Dun,
you know what,
dun,
we got story
dun.
workshop Friday.
Yeah, I think so. Oh,
You're not
Yeah.
wrong.
being with kids are kids. I'm so excited.
So that kind of wraps up all the wonderful, wonderful stuff that we've been working on over the last month that we wanted to share. We do kind of want to turn it over to our guests that have joined us to see if any questions have come in, so that we can go ahead and address those. Do we have any questions that we can take a look at right now?
Sure do, Allie. When accepting a new web lead, a task is assigned to our center director. Is there any way to have accepted web leads assigned to the person who accepted? Yes. And Allie, I'm not sure what level you sit at, but this is a setting in your business rules. So you'd have to run that through the administrator of your database, because in your business rules, that's what pumps it's like the heartbeat. That's what tells the system what to do. So what that means is somewhere in your business rules, the rule is reading right now, when status equals new lead, assign phone call task to center director or location director. What we need to do is reassign it to user. So like I said, I'm not sure where you sit, but you may have access to change it. If you have more than one location in your organization, what we need to do is make sure that it's good for the whole globe. Because if we apply it here, everybody will have that change and you might confuse some people. But that's all it is just switching who these things are assigned to. There it is. So right now, I think by default, if you're a new user, almost everything gets assigned to location director. So
Yes.
if you've just come on the system and you're not loving that, that's a really good thing during this implementation time to come back and say,
Yes.
hey, we'd like to change this up a bit. If you've been around for a while, we just need to make sure everybody gives you the thumbs up on that.
Any other questions?
We are a few minutes delayed on
Okay.
what they see versus us, so I can ask, but it might take a second so we can.
Oh yeah, I had something. Oh, okay. Well, then while we're waiting, I can throw out some shout outs of where we're going,
Sure.
right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I want to, first of all, give a big shout out to all of you that are opening new locations right now, because it's like we've had a wave of them. You've been in
We
construction,
have.
and now it's
that
like,
time.
congratulations. The
Mhm.
open houses have been so fun, and we're so proud of you guys. You've just expanded tremendously this year. So very exciting. And then Chuck and I, do you remember him? Chuck Gibbs? Anybody? He's still around. We
Yes.
let him work here still. He's going to join us at Kitty Academies Conference, which is early July. We'll be in San Antonio. So all of our Kitty Academies on the phone, come say hi on the phone, on the meeting. We'll be booth 31. Come say hello, see us. We're excited to be there and see you. And then we are finalizing our conference schedule for next year. So wherever you're going,
Let us know.
let us know. I want to be there. And like I say all the time, even if it's not childcare related, if you're doing something really fun, we would love to be there because we like to learn too. So keep us in the loop. Yeah, we'd love to come visit you.
Ryan, we've got some cool upcoming events.
We do.
Yes, we do. Well, we've got our next
do.
town hall, of course,
We do.
which is July 12th at 12:30, same bat time, same bat station. But we also have user group. You want to talk a little bit about that?
We do. So we've officially announced our 2017 user group. You know what? I think the best thing is Meredith's got a little video for us. If you'll switch over to it, and here we go. So there you go. As you can see, we're going to be in Chicago this year. Chris Murray's the Wednesday before Chris Murray's conference. And was it the 4th?
Yep,
4th of October?
October 4th.
It's going to be even better than last year. We've got a whole new agenda. We've taken everything that we did last year. Last year was actually a big improvement over the prior years. And we promised to step it up yet again this year. We've got more space, more venue, more content, more people, more everything. The website is up. It is childcarecrmusergroup.com, and we will be start blasting content out, so definitely register. And what else? What else?
Do you want to talk about our stakeholder feedback?
Ooh, we do. So what was that, about a month ago?
Yes.
A month ago, we did the stakeholders, what do we call that, client stakeholder meeting.
Yes.
And so we got a lot of feedback from everybody, and we listed 9 major epics of projects we're working on. Actually, a couple of those are already in the works and about to be released. This will make Emily very happy. Two-way text and email is actually
A thing I
a
heard.
thing. Actually, part of it was released in the last release last week. It's all back-end stuff, so all of the back-end functionality is in the system. So that is actually going to be in the next probably 4-ish weeks. We'll be live in the system 100%. We're going to have another follow-up client stakeholders meeting soon. We need to get it on the calendar. And we're just going to keep enhancing those, and we'll start broadcasting more and more information on those.
Yay. Awesome, awesome. Very exciting.
I will say, if you haven't, or you don't know what I'm talking about, or you haven't seen it, go back and watch the videos on YouTube. Just go to our channel youtube.com/childcarecrm, and do watch the video. If you've got any input or feedback or questions or whatever, send it in, Client Success.
Yes.
And we'll definitely tag you in on the information and get your input.
Support@childcarecrm.com.
Or the little chat bubble, or
Yep.
the ticket,
Mm-hmm.
or 866-306-1985.
That's right. We'd
Pick
love
one.
to hear from you. Any more questions come in that we can address before we close?
No other questions.
All right. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. We look forward to seeing you all at next month's town hall. Again, that is June 12th at 12:30 p.m. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.